It's a warm August day on your secluded mountaintop cabin property. You're doing your daily chores. You're splitting firewood for the winter. You're tending to the garden. You're washing clothes. You're living off the grid, away from the hustle and bustle of the city with your family, only to one day hear gunshots erupt. Confused, you rush to the sounds only to find your dog and son shot dead. This was the reality for Vicky and Randy Weaver. Today I'm going to talk to you about the siege at Ruby Ridge, who was there, what happened, and why it happened. Randy Weaver was born on January 3rd, 1948 in Viskilla, Iowa. He grew up in a Christian household with his parents, Clarence and Wilma Weaver, who were deeply religious, but they often struggled to find a Christian denomination that fit their beliefs. As a result, they moved from church to church to try to find one that fit them. In 1968, Randy Weaver enlisted in the Army and was a Green Beret. While on leave from the Army, he would meet his future wife, Vicky Weaver. Vicky Weaver was born in 1949 and was a Mormon. She strongly believed that the end times were near and that people needed to prepare for it. In 1971, she married Randy Weaver and had 4 children with him. Vicky Weaver was a conspiracy theorist, and she believed that Armageddon was inevitable. She would see signs in the Bible that would point to extinction/rapture, and she would see these signs, and so she convinced Randy Weaver to move to a mountaintop called Ruby Ridge, where they would build a cabin with their own hands and raise their children like the Amish. They lived without electricity and hunted game for food. The younger daughters, Rachel and Sarah, would help their mom wash clothes and tend to the garden, while the son, Sam, would help his dad go hunting along with his dog. They were living a happy and peaceful life until it all spiraled down. Although the family was quite remote, they picked an unlucky spot because, unbeknownst to them, 16 miles south of their cabin, there was an Aryan white supremacist complex just below them. They could see smoke, and Randy Weaver went to investigate. There, he met an undercover ATF agent posing as one of the Aryan members. He asked Randy if he would be interested in selling him some sawed-off shotguns. Randy didn't have any intention when he went down there, but due to the low supplies that he had, he took up that offer to make some extra money. Randy didn't really have any intention of coming down there and doing that, but he was tempted. The ATF then filed charges against him in 1990, but he was acquitted because of the shady tactic used to get him caught. However, they decided to reinstate the charge and arrest him. What they did was they posed as motorists broken down on the side of the road. And then once Randy Weaver got out to help them, they arrested him. They gave him a court date, but because of the holiday at the time and the confusion, they gave him the wrong court date, prompting him to not show up. This then prompted for a warrant for his arrest. The ATF and the FBI knew that Randy was armed and that he was very capable, given his former service. So they had some special agents scout his property for his arrest. That's when things went horribly wrong. Sam Weaver, the 14-year-old son, was hunting game with his dog, and the dog started barking and chasing. The boy obviously ran after him, and that's when they saw the scouts. And the agents, not wanting to give up the position and letting Randy know that they were here, fired and killed the dog. Sam saw men in ghillie suits on his property, and being confused, scared, and angry at them killing his dog, fired, killing one deputy. The feds returned fire and killed 14-year-old Sam. Vicky heard gunshots and found Sam dead and took him back to the cabin. Simultaneously, while this was happening, the feds radioed in that a deputy had been shot and killed. This prompted a full military-scale siege at the property. They brought in the ATF agents, they brought in FBI agents, they brought in there was 400 federal agents on the property total. And so Vicky, carrying Sam Weaver's body, went to the house and called for Randy Weaver to come in. This is when a sniper that was trying to shoot and kill Randy accidentally missed and killed Vicky Weaver while she was holding a baby in the cabin doorway. This prompted Randy to hole up inside of the cabin where he had an 11-day standoff. The federal agents put negotiators in there, and the sniper didn't report the casualty, so they kept on trying to convince Vicky Weaver to come out with her children, which just angered Randy Weaver even more because she was dead in the doorway, but they had not known because the sniper had not recorded the kill. After 11 days, Randy ended up giving himself up and got arrested for charges for killing an officer, which he was acquitted of. The siege sparked national coverage and outrage of the government for the slaughter of this family. Many anti-government protests were had because of this, and the event is still a subject for anti-government preachers to this day. It just goes to show that the government might not be there to protect you. It could be your worst nightmare. Randy Weaver would end up obviously being acquitted of all charges, and he would sue the government for $3.1 million, which he would win, for the death of his wife and his son.